Brendan,
Yes?
will you teach me how to game?
Is it anything like teaching how to Dougie? Because I don't know how to do that.
Teach me how to game. Teach me how to game.
Okay.
Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And this is episode 24 of BJ in the Morning.
24.
Getting real close to a milestone here.
A milestone. 25 is a milestone for us.
25?
It's exciting.
Very exciting.
Especially for people who might have been around listening to BJ in the Morning since, 2017?
B in the D, back in the day. On a Wednesday.
Did we always release episodes on Wednesdays? I don't remember.
I think so. Maybe Thursday.
I don't remember.
Song like that.
But Juan, I wanted to. Let me backtrack just a little bit.
Backtrack.
On our previous episode, you had brought up that.
Not yet.
Oh.
At our princess party.
Our princess party. God bless you.
You made a comment.
Uh-huh.
About something.
Uh-huh.
And my mom heard you.
Mm-hmm.
And she got you a gift.
A gift?
Yeah. She told me to give it to you on the podcast so she can watch your reaction.
Okay.
It's in a cute little bag.
It is cute. I have no idea what it could be.
It is. I haven't even seen it yet.
Oh, that's so cool. It says, Pascal is my spirit animal because Tangled is my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, it's going on my keys right away.
Put it on the necklace and wear it.
On my neck? On a necklace? I don't wear necklaces. I don't own any necklaces. This is so cool because Pascal's always here.
Here's the bag.
Thank you. Pascal, hands down, best side character in a Disney movie.
Right.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
I really appreciate it. That's really cool.
All right, continue with what you had to say.
Okay, my bad. Backtracking again. On the last episode, you had mentioned that you, out of the blue, bought a Switch.
Sure did.
How's that experience going for someone who hasn't gamed since they were like 8? I'm just kidding. It's before then, but you know what I mean.
You mean later than then?
Yep.
It's been pretty good. It's still pretty fresh. But I've played every day pretty much since the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, which I think you got it last week sometime. So
I got it the day we recorded the last episode.
And you had been playing all day before we recorded.
I played all day. Oh, no, I got it the day before we recorded.
You stayed
I played
up really
all
late.
day or all night the night before. I played all day before you came over.
And what was the game that you got? The first game you got for your Switch?
Mario Deluxe. I think it was made for the Wii U or something.
Yeah.
And that game came with the Switch. So we've been playing that on multiplayer, Maria and I.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a pain in the ass already, because some of those levels are hard, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's Mario.
Mario is hard.
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult when we were children.
I feel like it was.
It was.
I think it was harder as a kid.
Oh, yeah, because there's puzzles and stuff, and you're like,
yeah.
I thought it was just jumping.
I don't know. I just want to go boing, boing.
You get the coins?
Yeah. But yeah, that game is hard. I'm like, what the fuck? We're not even in the, we're still in the first, we're not in the first world now, but we were still in the first world, and the fucking levels were fucking hard as shit. I'm like, where the fuck are these bad guys coming from? Why do I keep falling?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. I'm loving it.
I'm glad.
I'm loving it like McDonald's.
I don't love McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
No, I know their jingle, but
Get
like,
it?
Yeah.
Like Justin Timberlake.
Uh-huh.
I'm loving it.
One more time.
I'm loving it.
I like how you got more nasally every single time you did it.
I'm loving it.
No, but I'm pretty proud of you for diving in like that.
Thanks, man.
And it's fun because I wanted to talk a lot about video games since you wanted. We kind of decided we were doing a video game episode during the last episode.
So like the thing is like as a kid, when I say kid, I mean like I stopped playing maybe at around like 12, 13, 14 maybe. But like I did play a lot of video games that we enjoyed, but I never evolved into like playing like I never got the Xbox. I never got the PS2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And I never like kept playing and then just like even as a kid like my attention span wasn't like all there. Like I could play for like maybe 2 hours maybe and then just be like, all right, something else. Yeah. You know? And so I feel like I'm still like that, but it's still like, I don't know. I feel like it's time to like, because like all the games I played as a kid, you know, was Zelda, Metroid, Gauntlet Legends.
Love it. Mario, obviously.
Mario, of course. I played that Deadpool game, but we were like in our 20s.
Yeah.
When I got that game.
No, but so what it sounds like is like you're more of a Nintendo kid.
Yeah.
I think most of us were, honestly. Like,
dude, I saved up to buy the GameCube, and I was like so excited to buy it. You know what I did actually when I bought the GameCube? I had the cash. I think at the time it was like $150 or something like that.
Which is nothing for consoles now.
Yeah. And it was like we put the GameCube on the counter and they were like ringing it up and they told me the price and I said, "Do you take cash?" If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But I do love Nintendo games, you know? And
I was thinking about that, like on my drive here today, was there's these things going on called console wars. Do you know about this? Like
between like
PlayStation,
Sony, Microsoft, and
Nintendo and PC.
And PC.
Yeah, so PC thinks they get in the console wars. But the way it breaks down is PC is the master race. Nothing beats PC gaming.
Sure, but do PC games have PC only games? Or
sometimes.
Are you just playing games that the Xbox and the PS?
There's some PS. So this is where games get tricky because there are games that are exclusives to certain consoles,
right?
But usually they come out on PC.
So before it was always the three: Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. Right. So Microsoft is the Xbox. Sony is the PS.
All of
whatever.
Them. Yeah.
And Nintendo is Nintendo.
Yeah. So
can you tell me this though before why did the Wii do so badly in the war?
The Wii or the Wii U?
Either.
So the Wii was the most popular console on the planet for a really long time.
I feel like the Wii U kind of got like
the Wii U, I think a lot of the problems with the Wii U come from the peripherals that it had. So it had that gamepad, right? That was supposed to be like the biggest thing.
Right.
But if you look at it now, the Wii U kind of failed, but it failed so that the Switch could do what it's doing, you know?
Because the Wii U was kind of like what the Switch is.
Yeah, for the most part, right?
Right.
But there's a lot of issues going on with video games lately. The biggest one being Microsoft keeps flopping.
Okay.
As someone who's been an Xbox fan since the first Xbox came out, like I still have my original Xbox sitting on the shelf. All the way back from like 2001. Microsoft came out of the gate swinging with like exclusive games after exclusive games, like doing all the right things, right?
Right.
Then the 360 came out and it was even better, and everyone loved the 360. It was like the most popular, like strongest console
and it
at
looked
the time.
Cool.
Right. And then they came out with the Xbox One and it flopped because they put all their energy and their time and all that kind of stuff into things that weren't video games.
Did it really flop though?
It did not do good.
I feel like a lot of people got the Xbox One, but then what came after that? The Xbox.
So now we're in the Series
1S or something like that.
No, so right now we're at the Series X and S series.
Lame.
Which I have a Series X. I got it a couple years ago, like the second year it was out or something during the pandemic.
During the pandy.
And I have not like played an Xbox exclusive game on there since that console came out. Honestly. Really. Also, I'm just watching your mic stand want to tip over that Red Bull can so bad. Is it empty?
It's empty.
I hope you can hear this. I think they could. But anyways, Microsoft's just been kind of flopping on video games lately. They're not making good games at all. And then the PlayStation's over here just banger after banger most of the time.
Just banging around?
Yeah. And then the hardest part of the last generation of consoles, this does not include the Switch. They did come out during the pandemic. They've been hard to get. So no one's really gotten their hands on consoles. Mm-hmm. But I had to wait in virtual lines to get a chance to buy a console. You know what I mean?
But wasn't the Switch the same way, though?
The Switch came out before all the problems were going on. And it was hard to get a Switch because of popularity for a while.
Yeah, like I remember my parents were trying to buy one, and it was like out of stock on the first day, and then they'll sign up to get notified when they were in stock again, and then they would get notified, go to buy it, have it in their cart, click checkout, and then sold out. Like they're not able to get one.
No, and I think a lot of the times too, there's been limitations on how many like units go to certain stores.
Was the Switch
like
before the pandy?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yep. I bought my first Switch into 2019.
Oh, right. Because I came over when you were in college to do the video, and you had the Switch. Yeah. And you were playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, because that's all anyone did during the pandemic, right? But anyways, so the console wars, that's where this all started, right? So PC is like, we're the best. Nothing beats PC. And now, like, PlayStation's kind of on top. But I honestly was thinking about Nintendo. They really haven't done anything all that wrong lately. Does that make sense? Yeah. Nintendo has gone ahead and taken their best features from their best consoles from all time and put them into one little device that you can either hook up to your TV or take it on the go. You know what I mean?
One thing I noticed about the Nintendo, also the Switch, when you dock it, it automatically switches to your Switch, or it even turns on my TV. Yeah. I'm like,
I was just trying to charge it, but I guess I'll sit down and play video games for 3 hours.
Wow. Hey. You want me to play?
Okay.
I'm going to play.
Yeah. But I honestly, like I said, I think Nintendo really just knocked it out with the Switch. They don't ever need to build a Game Boy again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you can take that with you. You can take it anywhere. And
the one controller that's connected to the screen, you can see it behind me here. That one controller can split into two controllers for two people to play on that little tiny screen.
At all times.
Anytime.
Whenever you want.
Like, I don't know, dude. I love playing on my Xbox. I have a PC.
Genius.
My Switch, though, has been doing it lately. Like, I'm coming off the heels of playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Which you can buy on the Switch.
Can you?
I'm pretty sure I saw that when I was looking at Switch games.
I don't know if it's on there yet.
I'm pretty sure.
I think the first one is.
I'll look it up. What's it called?
Jedi Survivor.
Keep talking.
But the Switch is not a powerful console, but it is powerful in the ways of they can make simplistic games like Tears of the Kingdom, which just came out.
Right.
That looks amazing for the art style it has. It looks beautiful. It has ridiculous physics engine in it, and it's got this crazy crafting, fusing, building system in it, and it's kind of fucking nuts. To be honest with you, the Switch can pull this thing off, but my $500 console that's got teraflops or whatever the fuck,
teraflops,
can't do these things. You know. What you got?
What you pull says up? Jedi Knight Academy.
Oh, that's so those are the old ones.
Jedi Knight 2.
Those are great games. If you are bored and need a good Star Wars game, those are good ones.
Right.
But anyways, as I was saying, I'm a console gamer because I grew up playing consoles. My first ever console was a Super Nintendo.
Mine too.
The first video game I ever really dove into and wanted to play all the time was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Me too.
And Gradius, which is like a side-scrolling like sci-fi shooter, like you're in a ship.
I feel like all I remember playing is a Link to the Past.
I also played what's it called?
Kong.
Donkey Kong, yeah, obviously Donkey Kong. We love those. Super Ghouls and Goblins. I played that one a lot, and there's just a ton of games that like stuck with me, you know.
I also had a Sega.
I never had a Sega.
And we played Sonic.
Gotta love Sonic though. I think I only ever played Sega at other people's houses.
I did play Sonic all the way through when they had that game come out on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Unleashed or something like that.
Yeah.
And I played that game.
I haven't played any 3D Sonic game. You know,
it's fun.
Yeah, I've never had the want or need to play it, I guess.
Well, you should.
Okay. You should play a lot of games, and we're gonna get into that pretty soon. I don't even remember where I was going. Oh, my second console, N64, Donkey Kong Jungle Green Edition.
I had the N64.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda, Ocarina of Time,
Love
and
that.
Majora's Mask.
So I never owned either one of those games.
Really?
I only ever rented them from Blockbuster.
Oh.
And I'm surprised I never bought them. I just don't think my parents were like, we're gonna buy you video games.
Yeah.
Or I never asked for them. The only game I really truly remember owning for the N64 was Donkey Kong 64 because it came with the N64.
Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah, I did not play those games, except for at other people's houses until I was an adult.
What about Diddy Kong Racing?
I did own that game, and that game I loved that game more than Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing is one of those games that will always have a place in my heart.
Always.
Because it had planes and fucking...
Dude, I tried to play that game recently when my dad pulled out the 64. On the 64, not even like
Emulator,
the revamped versions, like the legitimate game. And I'm like, I felt like I wasn't wearing my glasses, dude.
Yeah.
It was just like... How did we play this?
We played a lot of those kind of games, and we had smaller TVs back then.
Yeah,
no HD.
Right.
You just plugged your console in, put the cartridge in. Yes, there was cartridges back in the day.
You had to blow on it.
You didn't have to, but if you didn't, your game wasn't working.
Yeah.
But yeah, cartridge-based gaming, dude. Like, I also had a Game Boy Color and an original Game Boy, which
same.
Original Game Boy right here on the set right now. I had Game Boy Color. Mine was purple.
Mine was the see-through purple.
Nice. And then I had a Game Boy Advanced.
Me too.
And it was white.
Mine was the see-through light purple.
Let me tell you, my Game Boy Advance was not white after the first day it was out of the box.
Really?
I played that thing so much. I had this Jurassic Park game that I truly loved. Like, you built a park. And it was really fun. And then of course all the like Zelda games that were on the Game Boy Advance.
I had an X-Men game.
I had this one game called 1080 Snowboarding.
I played that on the 64.
Yeah, so they put it onto the Game Boy, and I loved it. I played it all the time.
Sick.
And then there was Disney Skate. No,
Never heard of that one.
dang. But anyways, I ended up selling my N64 as a dumbass, you know.
Yeah.
So I could get the original Xbox when that came out. So that's my gaming story. I've had every single Game Boy, or I've had every single Game Boy, yes, but that's not where I was going. I've had every single Xbox. I've had a PS2, 3, and 4. And now I just have my Xbox, my PC, and my Switch.
I stopped at the GameCube.
And I never owned the GameCube.
We did have a Nintendo DS, but it wasn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
It was my little brother's.
Mm-hmm.
And my family has always owned
Nintendo.
No, they have an
Oh.
Xbox too.
Oh, yeah?
Also, they have I don't know if they have a PlayStation. I don't think so.
I always just remember going to your parents' house and playing the newest Nintendo console whenever it came out.
Yeah, but they also have an Xbox.
So your family's gamers, kind of.
Yeah, my brother.
But you're not.
Nope.
But
Like I said, I never evolved with
the funniest
my
part,
peers.
the funniest part though is like you used to hang out all the time. We'd have like the gang over for the night. You know, we'd do sleepovers and stuff. And we would play video games all night. What were you doing while we were playing video games?
Watching. Just watching.
Do you remember, like, we used to do this thing? We would get, like, snacks and, like, 12 packs of soda and just play, like, what was it? MX versus ATV Off-Road Fury. And I think the only thing we ever did in that game was drive to the edge of the map, and it would just shoot you across the map. I don't know how many times we did that. Or we'd play Grand Theft Auto because we weren't allowed to play it.
Right.
But we had it.
So I would sit there
Mm-hmm.
and watch.
This was also
patiently.
We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. And I would have fun
Mm-hmm.
watching you guys.
And then we'd go sneak out in the middle.
But then we would also play Guitar Hero, which I
we
could
played
play.
that a lot.
Or like Rock Band,
Mhm.
whenever that came out. So like I would just wait patiently until we can play Guitar Hero.
Guys.
Can we play Guitar Hero now?
No. Can we play Rock Band now? No.
I want to play the drums.
No.
Well, they're broken.
And then we taped
They
them
were
together.
always
They were always
broken.
broken because we beat the shit out of them, dude. We played
Yeah.
them like they were real drums. Like,
Right.
but it's funny you bring up Rock Band and all that stuff because those are some of my favorite games, like Rock Band, Guitar Hero. Not necessarily because they're like good games. They are good games,
Right.
but more so it's
They were
like
just
the
fun.
memory.
Yeah.
Do you remember going to the Foothills Mall, which no longer exists, and playing Guitar Hero in the game store?
Yeah, and they did competitions and
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. And I think that's why we started playing those games so much, is because we were like wanting to be in those competitions.
Never did it,
Nope.
but it was fun.
Yeah, we had fun. I loved, like, we would get groups of people to just like hog that fucking station in the game store, not let anyone else play Guitar Hero.
Now they have Guitar Hero in like Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's weird.
And it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
The guitar's heavy as heck.
Yeah.
The buttons, they're always slimy.
Yeah.
But that's not the guitar's fault.
I feel like I'm gonna get sick with anything I touch at Dave & Buster's.
I think that's just a risk you got to take.
Yeah.
But okay, I have a question for you then. Now that you bring up Dave & Buster's,
I have an answer.
Do arcades like that can count as video games, like playing video games? Is there a difference between the two? So, like, think about how, like, home consoles killed arcades and then arcades came back.
Yeah. So I feel like the convenience of consoles
Mm-hmm.
is kind of what, like, makes it different.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, when you play at an arcade, you're going to play those games,
Mhm.
right? You're having fun. You'll play, like, a level or two and then, like, move on to the next one. And
Mhm.
it's not the same as sitting there for hours just playing a game until you beat it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's
So-
like, I was thinking about, like, when we go to round one and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the one time.
Yeah.
But, like, you had fun doing that.
yeah, that's
You
fun.
were like, oh, I want to play these games. I want to play this game. I want to play this game.
Yeah.
But I've never heard you go like, oh, I want a console so I can play this game.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. I just never really had the time or the drive or the motivation to be like, hey, let me get... Okay, so like if I played Call of Duty with you guys, I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, I have no interest in playing this all the time. Playing it with you guys was fun.
Yeah.
But like going home and just playing Call of Duty or fucking whatever else is out there, I'm just like, whatever.
So that again brings up the question of like, or I guess the conversation of like, games are more fun with friends. And I think I stopped gaming for a really long time. Like, when I finally like moved out of my parents' house and stuff, I would play casually. Like, our first apartment, I think me and Killian played a lot of games, but we were hanging out
while I was sleeping.
Yeah, because you were sleeping, we were hanging out. And then after that, I kind of stopped playing video games unless it was with people.
Right.
So we'd play games like the Jackbox games or Mario Party, things like that. You know.
Yeah.
And I didn't start playing video games again until 2020. Like, where I really dove in. Like, yeah, I had a Switch before then, but it's because I wanted to play Smash Bros. With people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to play Mario Kart with people. Because I bought the Switch on a business trip. Like, while we were in a hotel for 3 months, you know? I bought the Switch so we could all hang out, us who were traveling, and play Smash Bros. And Mario Kart and stuff.
Yeah.
And then 2020 happened, and I moved, right? So I had just moved away. Like, I was away
before.
Yeah, I was away from my friends, and we all started, not all of us, but a handful of us started playing video games again. And we used it as a way to stay in touch and to talk to each other and hang out virtually.
Except for me.
Because you didn't play video games. And during my whole time away, I saw you more than anyone else in this city, you know?
Because we didn't play video games together.
Yeah. But you would come down.
Me not playing video games kept us closer.
Yeah, but I'm still pretty close with some of those people I play video games with, you know? So that's the thing, though. A lot of people started playing video games. A lot of people started streaming on Twitch during the pandemic because they couldn't do anything else.
Right.
Why not? I started streaming in 2020 because I was like, why not? I'm going to be inside.
Why not?
Might as well play some video games and like talk to people on the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, like, gaming has always kind of been like a community thing, like a friend thing. I'm playing video games to hang out with my friends. Look at you. You're playing video games with your lady.
Yeah.
You guys are hanging out doing something other than just watching TV, right?
Having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, that's what it is, right? That's what video games are supposed to be, right? It's something you do with your friends. Something people have turned it into a career, though, and like, good for them.
Good for them.
There's esports now.
What is that?
So picture like football, soccer, baseball, but video games. Major leagues, esports, Major League Gaming. People get paid like athletes in the NFL to play video games competitively. Mother, she was shocked too.
She didn't like that. We're sorry. We won't talk about it again.
But these are the things. This is the way of the world now.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Okay, so like, I am looking forward to playing more. I feel like I'm going to be more conservative about the games that I do put my time into. I do want to play... You're letting me borrow Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So that I can play the new Zelda game that just came out. Because I am a Zelda fan. And I haven't played all of them, but I've played a good amount of them. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Mario, of course. Really enjoyed the movie a lot.
I did too. I thought it was a really good representation of the character, like, of the world. They built a really strong world for Mario.
Although, like, Toad and Luigi did nothing for me.
I loved Toad.
Really?
Yeah. He had just some lines that were just so funny. And I think Luigi needs a Luigi's Mansion movie.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. I just like Charlie Day as well. So that's what I got.
But anyways, yeah, so I definitely plan on like continuing to play, especially since I dished out the money
Yeah.
with no thought. I was like, I'm gonna get a Switch.
I got a Switch.
I got a Switch.
There's tons of games out there in the world.
Right.
And I thought we could talk about some of those games while we have a little bit of time. You good?
Yep.
Sweet. So I found this list and I think it'll be really funny. It's gonna take a little bit of time though. Are you ready? So the rules of this though is it's 101 video games and it's the top 101. And we're gonna go through this list until there's a game that you haven't played.
That I haven't played?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the first one on the list is The Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Haven't played it.
Okay, so next on the list of things to talk about, I have a list of just the 10 video games that everyone needs to play once.
Okay.
So if you're going to start getting into a little bit of gaming, a little casual gaming,
okay,
these are the games you'd probably want to start with. Some of these are on the Switch. Some of them are not.
Okay.
But the first one on the list is The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Do you even know what The Elder Scrolls are?
No, I don't know what Skyrim is.
You've never heard of this at all?
I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it.
So, The Elder Scrolls is like this huge...
Before you get into it, what the first thing I think is like space.
Space?
Yeah.
Because it's called Skyrim?
Yeah.
Like the rim of the sky?
Yeah.
Wrong. So what this is an open world action RPG.
What is that?
A role-playing game.
Okay.
You should know this. You play D&D. So picture D&D. It's like that. Fantasy world. There's magic. There's beings of non-human lineage.
Third person.
Third and first person. It depends on how you want to play.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the story of Skyrim is that dragons have returned to the land.
Nice. So it is D&D.
Basically.
Nice.
Most video games, especially RPGs, can be like kind of traced back to D&D. So if you like D&D, some of these things would probably stand out to you and probably be something you're interested in.
Is that on the Switch?
I think it is.
Skyrim? Okay.
But it is a game that if you are someone who wants to travel an open world, do anything you want in this world, talk to whoever you want, kill whoever you want, you can pickpocket people, you can steal shit, you can be good, you can be evil kind of deal.
Okay.
It's pretty sick.
Cool.
I got this game when it first came out in 2011. I have played it probably twice since it came out, beat the game. But they keep releasing new editions of this game, and it just seems like it's never going to die, and I'm waiting for Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of similar to like Lord of the Rings, D&D kind of stuff like that. And there's like character progression, all this kind of stuff, and you happen to be a dragonborn, so you have power of dragons.
Nice.
So yeah.
That sounds fun.
So that's the first one on the list of games that everyone should play once. Does it sound interesting to you?
Yeah. Keep reading.
Sweet. The next one is Batman Arkham City. What do you think that's about?
Batman.
Uh-huh.
So I've not played... Oh, look at my... First time I showed off my tattoo. I'll just scratch my leg. So I have not played those games ever, but I have watched the story of those games on YouTube. So
you understand what they're about and how they look and feel and what's special about them?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can just move on to the next one then?
Yeah, I've watched YouTube videos on all three of those games.
So I played Arkham Asylum and some of Arkham City. I remember our good buddy Eric letting me borrow the Arkham games when they were out. And I think you were over when I first played them. I think we were playing them together once. I don't remember.
Possibly.
But the next one on the list, I want you to tell me again what you think it is based on the title.
Okay.
This is called The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Well, I've watched about 3 episodes of The Witcher on Netflix.
So you understand what the character is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Geralt of Rivia.
Just couldn't get into it, probably because I didn't really.
So it is based on the show is
Understand.
based on the books. The game is based on the books. The show is not based on the game.
Got it.
So it's kind of confusing. But again, it's one of those RPGs similar to Skyrim, you know, where you're kind of have the free reign to do whatever you want, but you're killing monsters. That's mainly like the whole.
And
the
he
whole
has
thing.
sex in the game.
I think so.
Fucking bad boy.
Moving on. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Nice. I want to play that one.
Sweet. So this one again is similar to Skyrim, where it's an open world with a dynamic like changing of weather, night to day cycles. But instead of like skill based stuff, you have more of like armor based abilities. So like the better armor you have, the more protected you are. The better weapon you have, the better attacking you can do. And then you have to find shrines to get more health and more stamina, stuff like that.
Right.
But what Breath of the Wild did different from all the other Zelda games is put you in like a truly living open world, if that makes sense.
No.
So you know in Ocarina of Time, you can kind of just go wherever you want.
And you can go to sleep and wake up the next day and just keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that in this, yeah.
Okay.
But in Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, most of the time you have to kind of follow the path they're giving you, right? Like the way the things work. You can do them in certain orders, but this one is like 6 times bigger than that.
Really?
So you're going to be walking from one side of the map to the other and not see the same thing happen twice. You know?
Really?
There's living creatures here. There's good guys, bad guys, all that kind of stuff. You have to like make food for health. You have to make elixirs for like battling the cold, the heat, the water, all that kind of stuff. Like it's intense.
Really?
Honestly.
Do they walk you through all that stuff at first?
Nope.
Or? No?
Not really.
Whoa.
But the game does a really great job at teaching you how to do the things without telling you how to do them. It's beautiful. I could get into a whole podcast episode about how amazing Breath of the Wild was in teaching you how to play Breath of the Wild without saying, press the A button to jump. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
It's great. You're going to have a great time.
Okay.
There's tons of puzzles, just like all the old games. There's little hints and nods to different Zelda games, but it falls on the timeline in a really weird place, and I'm not going to spoil it until you start playing it and decide to either finish it or not finish it, if that makes sense.
Got it.
The next one on the list, because I know we're kind of cutting it close here, is BioShock. What do you think that's about?
I've seen pictures of these weird doll-looking people, maybe. Not doll. They're like wearing like helmets and goggles, and they got like big guns. Right?
No.
Dang.
So BioShock is set in a dystopian biopunk style. It's a story like about corporate greed, corruption, and oppression. So it's got one of the best gaming twists of all time, according to this list and according to me. The twist at the end of this game is freaking insane, and I didn't see it coming, and it's still one of my favorite games of all time. But it's set as like a first-person shooter with survival horror type technically, you know?
Right.
But you're in this underwater city built by a madman, basically. And something happened where everyone started going crazy and killing each other. And now there's big monsters called the Big Daddies. They look like dudes in scuba suits, like big, huge scuba suits. Like, here, I'll show you the picture. You see him right there? That's a Big Daddy. And they're kind of chasing you around and stuff. And there's this whole thing. It's pretty great. So next on this list is Mass Effect. Not even a clue what that could be about. So you know how we were talking about like RPGs and fantasies and stuff with dragons and everything?
Yep.
Scratch all the dragons and fantasy stuff and make it sci-fi. So you're flying around in space with aliens.
Oh, SKYRIM.
So in this, you're like Commander Shepard. And each story has like branching storylines. So you actually kind of like, it's got elements of like choose your own adventure type of games.
Right.
So what you do and say has consequences. But it's a like a role playing game, third person, It's one of those crazy, like, huge games that everyone really fell in love with. The publisher really did a great job with the first couple games, but people were really let down by the last one.
Okay.
Next on the list, you got to tell me what you think this one's about. I don't know if you know it. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I have no clue.
So basically, if Breath of the Wild is the newest one, this is where that idea came from, right?
Right.
So it's a 3D adventure. It's got the fantasy storytelling, all that kind of good stuff. You've played it, you know.
I played it.
I'm explaining it to the people who might not know.
Yeah.
But it's such a great game. Like, I still love this game. I was showing you how I can play it on my Switch now. That's like, I'm excited to play.
Yep, gonna download it.
Because you can now play these games on your Switch. Next one on the list, Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Never played it.
You're lying.
Just kidding.
Everyone's played Mario. Jump on people, get mushrooms, save the princess who's in another castle.
My favorite part of this new Mario game is when the turtles dance. I was telling you about that last time. Yeah.
Next one on the list, Portal.
Okay.
Do you any idea what it's about?
Portal.
Nice. It is. So
Is
Portal,
that the one they have a gun
and it shoots like the blue and
it
orange.
has like the claws on it?
Yeah.
Does it have claws on it?
It's not really claws, but it looks like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a puzzle platformer. So you're shooting portals all around to solve puzzles and figure out the mystery of why you're a lab rat, basically.
Got it.
And never forget that the cake is a lie.
Got it.
But those are the games on the list of the games that people must play.
Some of those games, like, you made a pretty convincing argument that
some of those games I'm more familiar with than others.
Yeah.
Skyrim's been one of my favorites since, like I said, it came out. The Zelda games,
of course,
I'm a Zelda fan. I got a little Triforce. I have the whole friggin'.
I got hearts. That's how old the Zelda game I like to play.
I mean, mine's a Link to the Past themed.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know, dude. Video games are fun. I have my favorite video games of all time. Only one of them were on that list. Which one of my favorite games is Breath of the Wild.
Right.
I put over 200 something hours into that game.
Yeah, you were telling me that last time. And
I just beat it like a couple weeks ago. You know, like it's not that I stopped playing. I just never wanted to beat Ganon. Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past are also some of my favorite games, some of my favorite games of all time list. But the Walking Dead game by Telltale.
I've watched you play that.
Yeah, and I think you and me would have a lot of fun like playing through that series together because it is kind of like watching a movie and picking the choices.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a great game overall. Guardians of the Galaxy game by Square Enix is really good.
I didn't know they had a game.
It is so good.
Really?
Really slept on. People really didn't play it. Marvel Spider-Man on the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot about that game.
I have them on my PC, so if you ever want to check them out, next time you're over, I'll show you.
Cool.
The most realistic Spider-Man games I've ever played. Like,
really?
You know, true to the comics. And the
Is
movies.
It on the Switch?
Nope. And then I have to put like Rock Band and Guitar Hero as one game, you know, rhythm-based games. Of
course.
They're on my list. But I have the hugest soft spot for casual/simulator games. By that, just so I can open up your eyes to it. Like SimCity, The Sims, Zoo Tycoon. Those are the old ones. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Those are the oldies. But lately I play a lot of like City Skylines, Planet Coaster, things like that. Right. They're like park building, city building, management type of games. I have a soft spot for those. Like those simple games that we used to play, like Civilization, if you know what that is.
My parents used to play the Roller Coaster Typhoon or whatever. Tycoon. So much.
Oh, yeah?
So much.
Sweet.
On our old ass computer.
Yeah, that was like one of the only games I had on my computer in my room.
Really?
When I was growing up. And by computer in my room, I mean it was a hand-me-down and it was only supposed to be for homework. But I definitely installed Roller Coaster Tycoon on there. The first one and the second one.
You bad boy.
I know.
You bad boy.
But Juan, if you had to pick one game maybe because I don't want to make it too hard for you, but if you had a list of like 5 of your favorite games that you've ever played, what would be on your list?
Ever played?
Yeah.
Zelda,
Which one?
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And Majora's Mask. I like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Gauntlet Legends.
Mm-hmm.
One of my faves. Metroid.
Which one?
Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm.
How many is that?
3. Or 4 if you're counting Majora's Mask too, right?
No, let's put those together.
Okay. They're sequels.
Right?
Those 2 games are like how Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are, you know?
Got it. Really loved Diddy Kong Racing. I really loved the Deadpool game when that came out. So I did buy a PS3 like 10 years after it came out, and then got the Deadpool game and played that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put Mortal Kombat on the list.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the games that I've never not played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I forgot to say like the Jedi games, the 2 that have come out.
I've never played a single Star Wars game ever.
They're really fun. And I like that you brought up Mortal Kombat because they just announced the next one.
I know, that's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be insane. It will not probably be on the Switch.
I think it is, dude.
I don't know.
It is for pre-sale. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know about it, man.
I gotta look it up.
It seems like it might be too big of a game.
Mortal Kombat.
It's called Mortal Kombat 1.
So not 11. Because so it went 10, 11, and then 1 now, right?
Yeah. Because they like reset the timeline. Everything's starting over again.
Right. Nintendo Switch, Mortal Kombat 1.
I didn't expect that for a lot of different reasons. One being the size of the game itself is going to be ridiculous.
But I feel like the Mortal Kombat has always been a part of Nintendo, though.
Kinda. It's always had problems.
It's always
with Nintendo,
been on everything.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems weird, and I mean more so of like how the Mortal Kombat games look, feel, operate, and how they make the games. Like,
right.
The Switch isn't that powerful, so there's probably going to be a big difference between that.
Don't you say that about the Switch.
I love the Switch. Switch is my friend.
She's powerful enough, okay?
She does the job.
She does it right.
But awesome. I never told you how to play any video games on this episode.
That's okay.
But I opened your eyes up to a little bit. I had a whole nother list that we were going to get into, but it was about like the benefits of playing video games. And I thought that would be really eye-opening to you because a lot of the things on this list of the benefits from this other person who wrote the article are a lot of the reasons I play the games. So I thought it was really cool to see how they line up. But I'll just talk to you about that as friends instead of as podcasters.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, thank you so much for playing games with us today. Let us know in any like kind of way, comments, what your favorite game is.
Yeah,
of all
what's
time.
your favorite game?
Are there games that we need to play that we haven't played?
Are there games that I should play that Brendan probably has played?
Probably. I've played a lot of games.
Let me know. LMK.
Juan is a new gamer. We need to get him into some games. Stardew Valley. I feel like you and me could mob on Stardew Valley.
Really?
Yeah, it's like old school, making a farm, fighting monsters.
Nice.
Old school graphics, you know?
Yeah.
I love Stardew Valley. It's on the Switch.
Sweet.
So we could try that out. You ever play Minecraft?
I did once when we were living together long time
I don't
ago.
want to play that game ever again, but I thought I would ask if you had played it.
And they just go, ooh.
Did you ever play Fortnite?
No.
No, good. But thanks so much for listening to our video game themed episode of BJ in the Morning. I am Brendan.
And I am Juan.
And
we will play with you next time.
That sounds naughty. What are you playing?
Mario. I just died.